All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all are having a good morning. I couldn't resist this one when I saw this show up on my feed this morning. This one is called The Day LeBron Became LeFLOP. It's by Cosgrove, and it sounds like a title I would come up with for one of my videos. So it's from 3 years ago, so it's not going to cover all the recent stuff, but we all know what that's about. But I want to see what Cosgrove thinks the moment was when he became this dude. So I don't know, man, just even reading that title already has me smiling. So I think it's going to be a fun video to watch. For everybody who wants to watch the video without my commentary, as usual, I'm going to put the link to the Cosgrove video in the description down below. Everybody else, if you do me a favor, leave this video a like. Let's push this out so everybody sees the moment LeBron became LeFLOP. All right, you guys ready to do this? Hope you all having a good morning. Let's do this. Let's start out with some smiles.
When it comes to the art of flopping, many players attempt to utilize it for their advantage. And surprisingly, it seems to actually work out most of the time, although it can be very annoying for us to watch. And perhaps the player most notorious for this action is LeBron James.
Lebowko, real quick interruption. So this was 3 years ago. This was before they instilled the no flop rule, thanks to LeBron.
Also known as LeFLOP.
And the Oscar goes to
LeBron James.
James has had a long history of flopping, and sometimes it got out of control.
Oh, come on. What kind of league are we becoming if that's a flagrant foul?
Oh, Stan knew what was happening, because that was nothing compared to what happens later.
Wonder why he's so talented. He even has a personal coach specifically for it.
My name is Frank Calhoun, and I'm the person who taught LeBron James how to flop. If you ask me, he was a pretty good player to begin with. But he wanted to add the flopping element to his game to try and help him take it to a whole new level. And man, does he sell it. I mean, there are times when he flops on the ground, nobody's even near him, and he will always get the call.
But on May 10th,
What was that? Was that like an SNL skit or something?
2013, all that
Near him, and he will always get the call.
But on May 10th, 2013, all that practicing might have caused him to go a little too far.
Okay.
Let's head back
2013
to
against
that
the Bulls.
good old Bulls and Heat playoff series. No, I'm not talking about the one in 2011. Let's revisit the 2013 playoff series between Miami and Chicago.
Okay, so 2013, this was a championship year for the Heat.
There's been multiple occasions where things got heated. When LeBron teamed up with Wade and Bosh, he instantly became a villain. So much so that even the Bulls fans cheered with excitement over a little injury LeBron suffered.
LeBron comes up hobbling.
Why is he limping?
So, this is an ugly moment on the part of the crowd. I just don't get it.
It's one thing to boo at the end of a quarter when he's going to take the last shot, but you don't cheer when a guy gets injured.
As you know, this was the season where we saw Miami go on an amazing 26.
Wait, why is he limping? I hate to do this, but I gotta go back. Why is he limping?
LeBron comes up hobbling.
Cheered with
Okay. He gets hit in the upper body,
instantly
right?
became a villain. So much so that even the Bulls fans cheered
Okay, so yeah, he got hit in the upper body.
with excitement
I mean, maybe a little in the leg.
over a little injury LeBron suffered.
I don't know, man.
When he's going to take the last shot, but you don't cheer when a guy gets injured.
As you know, this was the season where we saw Miami go on an amazing 27-game winning streak, pretty much looking unstoppable during this impressive run. And when you look at that, all of the teams that could have been the one to snap the streak, it just so happened to be the Chicago Bulls that put it to a stop. And LeBron was visibly frustrated at that embarrassing loss.
I think they're going to end up looking at that.
Yep, they are. So they call it a flagrant foul.
So you know, heading into that Eastern Conference semifinals matchup,
That was a flagrant foul, by the way. And I just have to chime in. I've suffered some major leg injuries. I know what it's like. Dude, I would not be like visibly limping like that. I would be frozen. I would have tried to put weight on the leg a couple of times and then froze because I realized I can't walk anymore. Like, what he's doing is just, it's a show. It's an act.
was gonna be an extremely intense series. Game 1 took place in Miami. Chicago was fresh off defeating the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games, pulling off a minor upset in the first round, and witnessing LeBron receive the MVP trophy before tip-off only gave them extra motivation.
Oh yeah.
As expected, it was a close game, only because of the fact that Miami had a long break heading into this series, so we knew they needed to find their rhythm again, but they couldn't quite get it together as the Bulls took Game 1 of the series. Game 2, the Heat came into this game much more focused and predicted
to get kicked out, isn't it?
History here between these two teams.
Throughout the game, Chicago tried their best, but by the end of the night, Miami absolutely destroyed them to even up the series. Game 3 headed to Chicago, and almost right away, the two teams got into it again.
Damn, Noah and Birdman. Man, we didn't appreciate that when we had it. Noah versus Birdman. Two of the craziest dudes on D.
After the whistle, pushing and shoving looks like in game 2. Passed into him after the play.
Oh man,
Now,
he shoves him while he's sitting.
Miami did a lot of that sort of stuff. Noah's reacting to that, but they're...
Keep in mind, this was only the first quarter, so the refs were definitely in for a long night, and we didn't have to wait very long for another altercation. In just the very next quarter, this happened.
And we're having it again. Players losing their cool.
As you can see,
man, I'm enjoying this. I'm just enjoying this. Just to see him get thrown around for a change, man. Those Bulls didn't give a damn.
Nazr Mohammed deliberately fouls LeBron in transition, which led to LeBron swinging Nazr around.
That should be a technical on LeBron, because he's allowed to do an intentional foul there. But then he pulled like a little hook wrestling move to throw him down,
pulling him down in the process. And after that, Mohammed understandably was pissed, so he immediately popped right back up and had to release some of that anger, which caused James to fly backwards
Didn't even
and
shove him
continue
that
to
hard.
slide on the court, ultimately leading to everyone getting involved in a massive scuffle. Now LeBron received a technical foul, mainly for his overreaction and disbelief to the call, but Nazr's involvement in this situation got him ejected from the game.
Okay, before this goes any further, chime in below. Have you ever been two-hand shoved like that? I have. That's nothing out of that I have not experienced. All right. Have you ever been two-hand shoved before? And if you have, chime in below. Did you ever fall back like that? Or did you like do a little trot and regain your balance? Because I've never been thrown to the ground by being two-hand shoved. And if we go back, LeBron doesn't even, LeBron's not even going to like try to have his balance. He's going to straight up just let himself go with 2 feet.
Which led to LeBron swinging Nazr around, pulling him down in the
shit. Come on. There you go. See?
This happened.
And Mohammed fouls LeBron James, and then a technical foul on
See? Yeah, he took it just like you would take a charge. That's not what you do when you're getting shoved. He took a charge. He flopped.
To fly backwards and continued to slide on the court, ultimately leading to everyone getting involved in a massive scuffle. Now LeBron received a technical foul, mainly for his overreaction and disbelief to the call, but Nazr's involvement in this situation got him ejected from the game, and many of his Bulls teammates strongly disagreed with that decision. Okay, it was a pretty hard shove, and you can definitely tell it had a good amount of force behind it, and you can say that James was caught off guard because he was in the middle of arguing with the referee, but it's obvious that LeBron put some effort into exaggerating his fall.
By the way, can we just get some laughs for the fact that finally, one time when LeBron is complaining to the refs, somebody checks his ass? Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, if anything, double tech. No one should have got ejected. Double tech. Let's move on. It's the playoffs. You know, LeBron committed the crime first. And then was responded.
If LeBron James does not fall on that, Nazr Mohammed is not ejected.
Yep.
That's my problem.
And
that's why I like Stan. The guy tells it as it is. That's why they got rid of him.
There was one player in particular who didn't like seeing his teammate being forced to go back to the locker room. So right there in the same exact game, he decided to go get some revenge. So in the very next quarter, Nate Robinson did this.
Here's James, drives past Bellinelli.
Oh.
Blocked from behind by Robinson.
Oh, blocked by the little man. Get up there.
I remember when he blocked Yao Ming's turnaround.
Bang, clean.
If you look closely, you can even see D-Wade attempt to get in on the flopping.
Yeah.
Because he saw that.
I know LeBron had such a bad impact on D-Wade.
That it worked for LeBron earlier. By the end of the game, emotions were high, and Miami came out on top to get another victory in the series. Later on in the locker room, many people in the Bulls organization had this to say about what happened with LeBron. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, "From my angle, I just saw a guy flop."
Yep.
Taj Gibson said MJ would get fouled and he would just keep playing.
Yes, sir. That right there. Wow, what a quote. He gets it. He gets it. That's the truth. We've seen, okay. Remember the Reggie Miller shove on Michael Jordan, and then Reggie hits a game-winning shot in the playoffs? I think this was, 97 or 98? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's 98. Two-hand forceful shove, and MJ does the same thing that I was just describing earlier. You're a little off balance, so it shakes you up, but you do a little trot, back trot, 2 steps, and you got your balance. But by then, Reggie Miller had enough clearance. He hit the shot. So not only is this a quote, but it's actual fact. Like, we can prove it because MJ did get shoved all the time, and he wasn't on the ground. He wasn't on the ground unless he was up in the air and somebody threw him on the ground. You know, I'm looking at you, Detroit, and I'm looking at you, New York. But outside of that, no, he held his freaking ground. And even if he did fall, he'd get right back up. You know, just keep playing.
You know, Nate Robinson had to chime in as well. Quote,
Nate Dogg.
"You see LeBron in a lot of commercials, a lot of good acting. Besides the unfair and lopsided punishment, the Bulls were also upset because in their last series against the Nets, Nazi was huge for them as their backup center and felt that what he did not warrant an ejection. But regardless of LeBron's embellishment on the play, even if he didn't flop and just managed, also, that was sort of a weird play in the first place. 3 Bulls players already got back in time to defend LeBron, and any one of them could have taken a charge, so there was no reason for Nazi Muhammad to intentionally foul. He certainly isn't the only player to step to LeBron, but he's probably the only one to actually put hands on him. Eventually, Muhammad did quickly apologize by saying, "No hard feelings." And of course,
nice.
You know Skip Bayless had his own opinion on the matter.
But come on, LeBron James is 6 feet 9 inches, 260 pounds. And for him to go sliding back across the floor like he got hit by a Chicago bus, I'm not buying it, Stephen A.
Dude, he perfectly took a charge. Like, I'm looking at it more and more just to verify my statement. He plants himself and takes a charge like this was still in game.
Like he got hit by a Chicago bus? I'm not buying it, Stephen A., because I think he helped propel himself backward just a little bit. So I'm going to qualify this as a flop.
Yep.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video.
I did.
If you did, make sure to comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Damn. Fun video. Yeah, I you guys chime in down below. Do you think that was a flop? Because I 100% do, just from my basketball time, and then also just, you know, growing up the way I grew up, where once in a while, you know, I'd get into a skirmish and have to defend myself. And I tell you, I never felt like that. I mean, back then, we weren't allowed to do that in basketball either. So I never felt like that in basketball either. I'd stumble, you know, but yeah, nothing like that. That was a 2-foot plant going straight back with your shoulders, you know, lined up. Come on, man. If you're really getting hit, you don't do that. You know, you'd be caught off guard. You'd be shocked, you know, and you'd be trying to brace yourself for the impact. But it is what it is, man. I think that is probably when LeBron became LeFLOP. There's probably some stuff earlier than that, but maybe this is when the media finally started calling him out for it. But funny, they called him out for that back then, but nowadays, They're not calling him out for basically anything. And what he does now is just 1,000 times worse. And shout out to Nate Robinson, man. He was the unsung hero in there. Him and Jimmy Butler. It was good times, man. Good times with the Bulls. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let me know what you think down below. Is this the moment he became LeFLOP? Do you think that was a flop? Or do you think I'm out of my mind? But if you think I'm out of my mind, please let me know if you've been shoved like that before. And then imagine yourself being about 300 pounds, solid muscle, 6'9". And then do you think you would still fall? All right, guys, I'm out of here for the morning. Enjoy your day. I will see you tonight for the next one. And yeah, thanks for watching.